We're going to build the best football team in the SEC Conference. We're going to build the best football program in the SEC Conference.
You have now arrived at Stadium in Gale.
The kick, it's been blocked again! How about it? It's been blocked again! It's going to heat one deep down the field. It's going to be to the goal line. It's going to be gone! It's a touchdown! And the Gators have won the game! Tyreek Cleveland! How about it? I can't believe what I just saw! Dropping back to throw. Pops and fires the ball over the middle. It's Dory! It's Dory! Got a touchdown! Dory's got a touchdown! Oh, man! Dory's got a touchdown!
Ahmad Black, in his final game as a Gator, takes it all the way home and sends Urban out the winner.
You have now arrived at Stadium in Gale.
Boys and girls, ladies and gents, welcome to another episode of Stadium Miguel. It's your favorite Uncle Silk.
It's Dan.
And Delatorre.
Same corner, same time, brethren. How y'all feeling? Y'all good?
Back at it. Back at it. It's a big spring game week this week.
Mhm.
Some basketball news to talk about. Baseball pulls off a big upset over Arkansas. So a lot to
Nice.
talk about this week.
How you feeling? How was the wedding, Nick? You're the wedding crasher. You've been like just waiting the wedding, bro. How's the wedding?
Black tie affair. Very classy.
You scared me when you started off with black. I was like, yo, what did I do?
Wait till it gets you to the best man speech.
We won't throw him under the bus on the podcast.
I'll throw him under the bus after
I
you're done
think
talking.
I think the wrong friend was given the microphone at the wedding. That's all. That's all I'll say. Beautiful wedding. Congratulations to Donnie and Misty. Outside, great views. We're out there on the beach on A1A. Beautiful resort. My voice is mostly intact, which has not been the case after
Appreciate that.
the last two weddings. I was
You're getting better at this,
I was wearing a pair of Dan's Louis Vuitton slip-ons, and they had me feeling some type of way on the dance floor. I don't believe there's any video, thankfully, of that, but
if they're dancers, then they're already broken in because he danced.
Yeah,
he gets
I
on the
was
floor.
cutting the proverbial rug
Yeah,
all
it's only
Saturday
right.
night.
Yeah,
All Saturday night.
it's only right. That's what's
Good
up,
vibes,
man.
good people, a lot of alcohol.
What kind of cake was it? Was the cake good?
Um,
Wedding cakes sometimes be trash, but I enjoy a good wedding cake when they right. I like the wedding. The tasting part, the cake testing part of my wedding was my favorite part. So
I didn't even have the cake. The short rib that I had for dinner, phenomenal.
Right.
Phenomenal short rib.
what was the whole menu like? What were your options?
Yeah, was
We
this
had a nice
buffet
Caesar salad.
or
No. Brought to the table. I told you
All
it's
right.
black tie affair. There's no, we're not doing a
A
buffet.
buffet at a wedding is nuts, man. I ain't gonna lie.
The wedding I was at in Lake City the week before was buffet style.
Oh, shout out to them, man. It's not nice.
This one, yeah. When you ask people to wear tuxedos, you're not going to ask them to then get up and get their own food. So we had
Right.
food brought to us. Nice Caesar salad to start. Had a selection of wines to choose from. Some
good
had
wine?
red, some good wine. I need to take a picture of the bottle. Whenever I like a wine and I'm at a restaurant, I take a picture of the bottle, see if I can find it. But
So here I got a trick for you. There's an app called Vivino. You can take a picture of the label and it will pull up the wine, where you can buy it, how much it is, what it should taste like, what the price should be. Exceptional app.
I also
marijuana. That sounds all right.
I also can probably just text the groom. I've known him since we were in first grade. Probably just ask him, hey man, those 90 bottles of wine you bought, like what were they? I would like to purchase one for myself.
That's a good idea.
So Caesar salad, then there was a mahi option, and I went with the short rib. I went with the short rib instead. I actually sent my RSVP back in with the mahi.
You almost set your food back.
I sent my RSVP in with the mahi, and the groom called me and goes, "Hey, I'm going to change this for you."
Sending food back at a wedding is also nuts.
That'd be nuts. No, the groom, months back when I RSVP for the wedding, goes, "Hey, I'm going to change your meal. Like you want the short rib." I tried a lot of different plates, and the short rib is my pick. I was like, all right, I trust you. Short rib was phenomenal.
You gotta be a short rib guy. You can't just be playing around. Like some people read short rib and not like know really what a short rib is. It could be led astray.
Yeah, no, it was fantastic. And then let's see, it was the entire starting outfield and our third baseman were all at the wedding from high school. So we had the old class of 2007 STA Raiders baseball picture at the wedding. A lot more gray hair, and a lot more pounds on all of us than the last.
Well, I only noticed pounds on a couple people. The other guys looked like they were staying in tip-top shape.
Still doing their thing? Yeah.
Thanks,
yeah,
guys.
You were included in the other two. Yeah.
Great wedding, great vibes, and I'm off until September for another wedding.
You're not off the hook. You're on a proposal watch, my boy.
Yeah.
We're on proposal watch.
Yeah. Dan, how was your week?
Good. I can't wait to cut up the rug at your wedding, Nick. It was great, man.
We got your own slippers this time.
Very similar to the video that Silk posted.
What's the odds I can get a Steve Miguel pod from the wedding? Probably not going to fly.
I don't think you want me podding.
I don't think.
The vibes, the devices and vibes, is gonna be crazy, Nick.
Yeah.
Vices and vibes.
Yeah, man. I wedding well, man. I know how to wedding. Dan, how was your weekend, bro?
It was good, man. What did I get into? I volunteered on Saturday morning, where we built beds for a really cool charity here in St. Pete, where they provide beds to kids that otherwise don't have one. So we built 21 beds. So that was a ton of fun. And then saw one of my favorite country music bands, band by the name of Crawford and Power. I think you've heard me pump their tires a little bit on this show. They performed their first ever show in the Tampa Bay area. So got to see them and hang out with them on Saturday nights. I had a blast. Shout out to those guys. And then yesterday, just kind of hung out, enjoyed the weather. We had a nice little cold front that came through. So it was in the high 60s, low 70s yesterday as a high. So it was a perfect day to be outside, watch the Masters, put it on the TV outside, and had some friends over and just, vibed out. Great weekend.
Regular old weekend, man.
It was a regular old weekend.
It's some philanthropy. When it's all your favorite artists, you almost forgot.
Yeah. No, it was a fantastic weekend. Obviously, the Masters was on, an incredible event. Watching Scotty Scheffler put on just an absolute just masterclass in golf, except for the 4-putt at the end. Other than that, masterclass in golf over the weekend.
4-putt at the end had a drastic implication on our Masters pool. Shout out to Neil Blackman for running it for the second year in a row.
Yeah. Shout out for
the invite, bro. Yeah.
I think it changed like 4 different spots. And caused my buddy Kaysen to win. I won the inaugural one last year.
Yeah, we're just about to ask. Yeah.
So, I had a great champions dinner on Wednesday night, and I put the green jacket on my friend Kaysen. Hopefully I will be wearing it next year. Silk, you will get the email next year.
I appreciate it, man.
So hear this. I don't know if you watch the Masters at all, but Scotty Scheffler, he's 25, 26 years old, had never won a PGA event before this year and has won 4 over the last 2 months, including the Masters. It's crazy.
You about to test him? You think what was going on? He's just really good.
Yeah, he's really good, but I mean that's just incredible. There's some people were throwing around some Tiger vibes. I thought it's a little too early, but
he
keeps doing what he does.
Too early, but I like it. So how old is he?
25, 26. So I mean, Tiger won his first Masters at 21, so it's not quite the same, but still,
it's a lot of longevity. That like golf is it's good. It's easy to be hot for a short amount of time, but like to years and years of longevity is difficult with golf. A lot of mental side to it. So with that success, we'll see how he can sustain.
Yeah. So how was your weekend, brother?
Man, unfortunately, I had to go to Tallahassee, but I had a great time, man. I had to go out there to throw a spring tailgate with my man TJ, Double Fry No Slaw Boys on the Roll Up Network. We kicked it out there. The Roll Up crew came through. Good vibes, man. Nonetheless, I haven't been to Tallahassee in like 20 years or something crazy.
Hasn't changed much, right?
Hasn't changed much, man. They got some new apartments around that Project Stadium they have out there. But it's a college town. It's better than Miami, I would say, from that field, man. I hadn't been out there in 20 years. And when I did used to go out there, it wasn't for football. It was really my brother used to go to school out there, so I used to go hang out with him a little bit. But it was good vibes. Good vibes in Tally this weekend.
I saw Larry on look like he was having a great time too.
Oh, that guy's the life of the party, man. I'm glad I get to take a back seat with being the life of the party when he's around.
Oh man. Oh boys, I forgot to tell you. And if you're on YouTube, you can watch on Friday. I played in a golf scramble and took home a little trophy. Actually, first place champion. Not a big
Yeah,
deal.
you, Dan.
Let me see the first place. I think that's
Yeah. Let's see the bottom. What's the inscription say?
Champion. Yeah. So how about that?
Okay.
I completely forgot.
Special league?
No, just the regular old men's league. But a scramble, right? So it's best ball, right? So every man.
What do you mean by best ball? Like,
So
explain
so
pickup golf to me.
Yeah. Well, so it's actually called a scramble, not best ball, but a scramble. You all four hit. You take your best shot, then the four of you hit from that location, right? And then you work down. So 14 under, tied for first, and then they went to your score. Pardon me, on the first handicap. We tied second hole handicap. We tied third handicap. We beat them by a stroke, so we ended up taking home the hardware. So
yeah, Charlotte beating them by a stroke, man. You got it.
It's
not a green jacket, but it works, Dan.
It's close enough. I don't need any more jackets. Got a whole. I had an order. I had a call
Andy.
with my. I had a call with Hong Kong Andy last Wednesday or last Thursday. Put in the order for some more, so we'll be getting those in a couple weeks. So super pumped. But boys,
Hong Kong Andy, man, I want to get a super. Kwame say he talks to Hong Kong Andy as well, man. So it's an actual real guy.
Kwame knows, yeah. If you ever want to get highly customized, high quality stuff, but he doesn't sponsor the show, so I won't put his number out there. But if you want it, just hit me up. But speaking of sponsorships, let's give a shout out to our friend Alan Horn with State Farm Insurance in Jasper, Georgia. If you're looking for auto, home, renters, life, business insurance, or retirement planning in Georgia, Florida, Alabama, or Tennessee, give him a call at 706-692-2888 or AlanHornInsurance.com. Again, 706-692-2888 or AlanHorn, HORNE Insurance.com in Florida, Georgia, Tennessee, or Alabama. We got Johnny Townsend joining the show. Johnny Townsend is going to be putting on a charity, tailgate event on Thursday. So going to be looking to hear a little bit more about that. We'll talk a little bit of football with him as well, because the last interview we had with him, he was dealing with old Dan Thompson internet, where you can only hear about every 8th or 9th word from him. So I'll chat a little bit about his time at UF too. But Nick, since we have you for a few minutes, want to talk about the Gator series in baseball over Arkansas. And they also played Florida State during the middle of the week. So give us a rundown of UF baseball.
Good week for Florida. It's a weird Thursday, Friday, Saturday series again. And I was there Thursday night. Florida loses, and you didn't get a second week in a row where you don't get a typical Hunter Barco start. And I felt like leaving the stadium might not be good. This Arkansas team has been really, really good this year. It was number 2 in the country coming in. And your ace just got touched up a little bit. So I didn't think that was going to be good. We're talking baseball terminology here. So didn't think it was going to be a great weekend for Florida, but they come back and they get an absolute gem of a start from Brandon Sproat on Saturday. My guy Blake Purnell, shout out to St. Thomas Aquinas, comes in, earns the save Saturday to get the series tied. And then Sunday, the bats come alive again. Purnell throws another 3 innings.
You mean Saturday?
Saturday, yeah.
Yeah.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday throws me off. Saturday, Blake comes in again. He pitched in all 4 games last week. He earns the win on Saturday and earned also co-freshman SEC Freshman of the Week. So big week for Blake Purnell, big week for St. Thomas Aquinas, and Raiders everywhere, Daniel.
So Blake Purnell won SEC Player of the Week.
Co-SEC Freshman of the Week.
Awesome job. So what was the difference? Obviously, you had some good pitching, some better pitching, some better bullpen pitching. But what was the real difference between this week and maybe last week?
So the SEC is tough. Obviously, Arkansas is a better team than Georgia, in my opinion. I don't think that's even very close. Baseball can be a weird sport. You know, you can hit a ball 110 miles an hour off the bat right at somebody, and it's an out, and you can, get jammed on a ball, and it just finds, some grass somewhere, and it's a hit. You can also run into a guy pitching at Florida Gulf Coast University who on a Tuesday night, who throws a great game and you lose to a team that people think is embarrassing. And then that guy ends up getting drafted in the 8th round. You see him in the majors 5 years later. So it's going to be tough. And when you look at Florida's schedule, I had a great question from someone on Twitter today. You look at Florida's schedule, they're at Vanderbilt, who struggled their last 2 series. They got swept by Tennessee, and then they went down to Auburn and lost the series 2-1. That's going to be a tough series playing at Vanderbilt. They have some of the best talent in the country. So even though they're down, you don't think that that's an easy road series for Florida. And then you host number 1 Tennessee, who's 30-1 and 12-0 in the SEC this year. They look like a machine.
They're wagon, yeah.
They got things rolling there. And baseball fans, without throwing out accusations, college baseball fans will understand what I'm saying. They got things rolling in Knoxville. It'll be an interesting series. So if you look at wanting to host a regional, which is obviously the goal, you want to host a super regional to be a top 8 seed. Florida was the 15 seed last year with 17 wins in the SEC. So if you're trying to figure out how many you need, Florida needs 11 more wins in their next 18 games. So I think last year might be, a benchmark to look at if you're talking about hosting a regional. And it's not going to be easy, starting off with those 2 teams and with the talent that everyone has in the SEC.
Well. Another great weekend, Nick. What does the upcoming weekend look like? And then we'll get, or the upcoming week look like, and then we'll get Johnny on the show.
Tuesday at Tallahassee. Gators are on the road all week. Tuesday at Tallahassee, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday in Nashville. Tempted to go up, Dan.
You should.
Some good energy up there, man. Go up there,
Tempted to go up. Hang out on
Leave some
Broadway
royalty,
a little bit.
man.
Yeah.
With some royal blue royalty up there, man. Do what you got to do.
Lots of cowboy boots up there. I know you like that. A lot of sundresses probably in this weather up there too. So 2 of your favorite things are
He's
in
on
one
proposal
place.
watch there.
It's a watch. It's not a warning. You know what I mean? Like
a little bit. It was a warning.
The hurricane hasn't hit the Bahamas yet, so we're only on hurricane watch.
Oh, okay.
That's right. Yeah, it's still by the Lesser Antilles, right?
I'm trying to anticipate. I'm the only married guy on this show, so I'm trying to get some company, some misery with me. Misery loves company, Nick.
Well, let's get Nick. Appreciate the baseball update. Let's get Johnny Townsend on the show. Before we do that, let's give a shout out to our friends over at Home Field Apparel. Visit them, homefieldapparel.com. Use promo code Stadium and Gale and get 15% off of your order. They have a couple new lines coming out. Baylor, UC Irvine, and Louisville that were just announced. And then 3 more schools are coming up soon. I was told in this email that I can't announce who they are. 2 ACC schools and 1 SEC school. So check out homefieldapparel.com. Use promo code Stadium and Gale. Also, they're launching the Air Force Academy. Say what?
The UC Irvine are the Anteaters. I know that maybe only baseball, but that sounds like a great Home Field Apparel shirt coming out.
They do have a new Anteater logo shirt coming out, Nick. So you know what? From me to you, I'll send you an Anteater shirt.
I would love to have that. I'll wear it next week.
Perfect. Might even send Johnny one too. Johnny, how are you, my friend?
Very good, Johnny.
There we go.
Johnny, I think we got you now, brother. How are you?
Got me now? Can you hear me?
We got you.
Yeah.
We got you. We were hoping this wasn't the same internet as last time.
Oh, yeah. That was a disaster last time.
I'm not gonna lie.
Tommy had to wear you like a backpack and just carry you through the whole segment. Oh, there he goes.
Oh, man.
I like that smile, though.
Great smile, John.
Johnny, I think we got a little bit of lag on you, brother, but hopefully we'll keep it going here. Johnny, wanted to talk to you, obviously, about your time at UF, but before we do that, we know that you're hosting a big event on Thursday in Gainesville. So tell us a little bit more about what you have going on.
For sure. Well, I already got my visor on. I'm ready to roll, but we got an awesome event planned in Gainesville. It's the event to be at for the spring game. So my foundation is personally hosting a spring game tailgate this Thursday, April 14th from 3:30 to 7:30. It's benefiting pediatric oncology at UF Health Shands Hospital. We're hosting all the former players too. We're going to have guys from Spurrier's era. He'll be there personally signing autographs and taking photos, all the way up to some of the more recents like Kyle Trask, Brandon Powell. We'll have a ton of guys there, and we got open bars, barbecue, DJ, amazing silent auction items, and we're right there on Gator Walk. So you guys got to register for sure.
Johnny, where do we go to register?
The easiest thing to do is just go to all my social media handles. If you go to Facebook at Johnny Townsend Foundation, the link to the general admission is there. Or if you go to my Twitter at Johnny Townsend 1, it's pinned up there right at the top with the link. And on Instagram, if you go to Johnny Townsend Foundation, you will find all the links in the bio and also pinned to some of the posts. So yeah,
Johnny, you've started this foundation. Was it either your last year at UF or right after you left UF? And what was your driving force to really get into this and to give back to this community in Gainesville?
Sure. Well, I originally had planned to launch it going into my senior season, and I wanted to tie some sort of statistical data to a giving commitment. But the NCAA at the time did not even allow stuff like that, even for charitable reasons. So they shot it down, and I had to wait until I signed away my eligibility to even start a foundation. But that all started
NCAA loves the kids. Good on the NCAA.
Yeah,
apparently.
Well, yeah, there was a community service program called Goodwill Gators that they had on campus there, and they were kind of pops out in the community, and we do little initiatives here and there, and I got to meet some of the people at Shan's, and I saw some of the kids there on a day by day basis, and got to get to know them on a first name basis, and I wanted to use my platform and do something to help. I thought it'd be a waste if I didn't, so that's kind of where it all started.
Johnny, so obviously I know you're hosting this event. Is this something that you guys are going to try to carry at all through the season, or are you guys going to host any other events that people that might not be able to make it up to Gainesville on Thursday to be on the lookout for?
Unfortunately, this is the only one we're doing in Gainesville this year.
Okay.
This is going to be a every year type of event. This is the first year we're doing it. It's already gained so much traction and so much support from various institutions around the university. It's going to be an official event every spring. So if you can't make it this year, for sure you're going to be there next year, and it'll be even bigger. But what we are doing that's really cool is we're setting up an online bidding site for people that can't make it to check out some of the auction items, because there's some really, really cool stuff. We got Traeger grill packages. We got dining packages at Spurrier's Gridiron Grill. And there's some Cadillacs in there. We have like a one-of-one.
Cadillacs.
We got a one-of-one Heisman Trophy football signed by 20 Heisman winners. All the Florida Gator Heisman winners are on there. And me and Coach Spurrier's Foundation are co-auctioning it off and splitting it amongst us. So it's going to be amazing.
That's dope. It's dope that you're working with Spurrier as well. How's that working now? See, you got the Spurrier advisor on.
Oh, yeah. That's why I had to rock it going into this. Yeah, he's been great. Spurrier's Gridiron Grill has been a huge supporter of my foundation, especially this event. Those guys have been awesome. So they're, trying to really keep that Gator community together, especially around the alumni. And they've been very supportive. So it's going to be a cool auction item for sure.
Johnny, you'll tweet that out when you get the link up.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you now, brother. Sorry, your internet's lagging a little bit. I get it. I was in that spot for about a year. I get it.
Yeah, I'm going to tweet out all the links, and I'm going to be blasting it out to all the Gator clubs. So anybody that's in a city that's affiliated with the Gator club, they'll get all the information. I'm going to tweet the links, post on Instagram, and just be sending it all over the place. So.
Awesome. Well, Johnny, hopefully we can get a couple more questions with you. Everybody, make sure you check it out. You can visit Johnny Townsend's foundation at johnnytownsendsports.com and hit the Johnny Townsend Foundation button there. Johnny, I know when we last had John with your brother, we were able to talk with you a little bit about how you committed to UF and what your time was like and everything else. And I think we got a lot of that big stuff out of the way. But want to just talk to you about some more things about your time at UF. You were obviously there at a pretty important time and pretty important transition time for UF. Want to just kind of get your thoughts on you being around the UF program now and kind of what you're seeing, with the transition that Florida is now making from Dan Mullen to Billy Napier and how that might correlate with what some of the things that you saw during your time.
For sure. Well, we've seen more transitions than I think we've seen in the last couple of decades at Florida in terms of coaching. I've been through 2 different coaching changes, and when I left, there was a third when Mullen came in. So, but it's always tough to tell in the offseason. Coach Napier's won the offseason, in my opinion. He's recruiting well. He's got an amazing staff together. He's got the respect of the team. Me and Tommy went up there about a month and a half ago and toured the brand new facility. They're supposed to have all the guys in there this summer.
Lost you again, brother.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you now.
Where
So we
did I cut
lost
off?
you. Yeah, we lost you where you were talking about going to visit the new facility.
Yeah. Me and Tommy got the chance to go back.
Just kill the video for right now, Johnny.
Yeah, kill the video.
It'll probably help us with the screen. You just lagging a little bit. The video is fine. Just kill the video, and it should work fine.
Just kill the video.
Yeah.
There you go.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we got you.
Is that a little better?
That's a hell of a lot better.
Awesome. Yeah, I'll just keep it.
All right. Yeah.
We got up there 2 months ago, got to tour the new facility. They said they're going to have all the guys in there this summer. So, like I said, the infrastructure's there. I mean, we're going to have a world-class facility, which is something Florida's been needing for a while to get that recruiting edge. And I was saying how Coach Napier's already got the respect of the team and everybody's buying in and they're doing everything they can to restore that winning tradition. So,
what do you think about? Go ahead, Nick.
So,
No, you're good. Go ahead.
I talked to a couple of the old baseball players when the new baseball stadium came up. Any jealousy? Come back on campus and seeing all of these like toys and things that these guys are going to have, and you're like, hey, that would have been nice when I was here.
100%, man. I was there in the Stone Ages. We didn't even have an indoor facility. My first 2 years, we used to have to. They wheel out this old cart of shoes, some Air Monarchs and whatever else they had, and we throw them on.
The Air Dad lawnmowers.
And we'd go in the O'Connell Center and do walkthroughs, and that was our practice. And we'd get rained out several times a week during camp, and we were always up in there. So, yeah, man, just seeing, going from not even having an indoor facility to seeing cryotherapies and all this crazy stuff they're going to have in their locker room. It's unbelievable.
I remember introducing Antonio Morrison to a booster that I knew at the Senior Bowl. And I was like, hey, this booster wants to meet you. Can I introduce you guys? He goes, he's a booster? I go, yeah. Antonio Morrison, this probably makes sense if you know him, walks over and goes, hey, man, we need more money. We don't even have hot water in the facility.
I like it.
Yeah. He was like, we don't even have hot water in the facility. I'm like, Antonio, that's not even me to say hello. You were just like, yo, you're a booster. You have money. We need it. I was like, okay. All right, Antonio. So yeah, that was my Antonio Morrison Senior Bowl story.
That's great.
What do they have anything for former players coming back? Like they're like the baseball stadium has like a former player locker room area. Like if guys come back to hit before spring training or something like that, they've got a place to go. Is there anything for you guys there?
They do. Yeah, they got a whole former player locker room for us,
cool.
which is unbelievable. So they're doing really everything they can to kind of, bring the alumni back together because they really see the value in, what that gives back to the university as a whole, not just to the football team. It's a cultural thing. And so, with them doing that, they're going to have so many guys, especially NFL guys that want to come back and train in the off season. They got all the amenities. And also they got the guys that don't really play anymore that can just come in town and get a lift, which will bring guys around too. So it's really special what they're doing there.
Real quick, Johnny, our special teams coach is more of an off the field role, and it's called game changer. He's not an on the field role. I believe his name is Chris Couch? If I'm not mistaken.
That sounds right. I'll take a look.
Chris Couch. I think it's Chris Couch. What do you think about that? Special teams, off the field type role. What do you think about that?
Yeah, Chris Couch.
I think it's an interesting twist for sure. Traditionally we're used to having him, down there with us, but it seems like it's more of a hands-off, like schematic approach, more of an observer. I haven't been up there to see any of the spring practices or see how any of that stuff is running, but I'm excited to get up there for the spring game and just check out the special teams and see how they're operating. Because it seems
it's an accurate title.
You said what?
Sorry, I said it's an accurate title. You guys are game changers, and I'm just glad that there's a coach that recognizes it now. Took long enough.
Nick's about to go
It took
full
long enough,
fan
right?
for punters, man.
It took a decade of campaigning, Johnny, but we're being recognized.
Weird. He included himself in the community. You see that?
Hey, listen, the train conductor is part of the community, isn't he?
Dan, real quick, how far you think Nick can punt the ball?
I think if Nick punted the ball 5 times, I think that he could punt it a combined 50 yards.
I'm getting
So,
private
like, I
training
think
lessons.
I think there's going to be like one that you might get like
lessons,
15.
and I have some time to get ready for the punt. So I'm going to have Johnny or Tommy or Jeremy give me some pointers. I will put on a performance. I think the lack of flexibility in my hip flexors might cause
I feel like that'd be a pretty big
some lack
big
of
part
distance
punting,
to begin with. The hamstrings are also kind of tight, so we're not starting from a great place, but I think there is improvement to be had.
How did you insert yourself in the community? I want to know how he inserted himself in the punter community, like just for being a fan.
Johnny, am I part of the punting community?
Perfect time for you to cut out.
That's a terrible
perfect time. It's a perfect time for
your.
Did it cut out?
No,
yeah,
sure
cut
did.
out. It was good. I know you was about to lie, Johnny, so I'm glad you cut out.
Yeah, even the camera knew I was telling a lie.
Johnny, no.
Yeah.
Hey, Johnny, what do you think about
you are the punting community, man? You are the punting community.
Yes.
I would have never even mentioned that at all if it weren't for you.
Let's go.
Well, you're part of the Twitter community.
You were the offensive MVP in 2015, so I think that you were going to be mentioned a lot. What was it, 86 times you were mentioned in a season?
Yeah. Most punting yards ever.
That's not even the thing we'll celebrate, Johnny. It's like actually was depressing for us as fans.
It's not a good
celebrating it. I'm
Nick
celebrating.
What do you think
running
about
out of GIFs though?
What do you think about punter room right now? Are you familiar with those guys at all?
I am, yeah. Me and Tommy spent last offseason training in Gainesville. So we got the chance to work with all those guys up close, one-on-one. Jeremy himself, dude, he's got a lot of talent, man. He's got a big leg, and he's working on some of the technical aspects. And all those Aussie guys, when they transition, it's a slightly different game. The game speed is different. Trying to get used to that atmosphere. It's just something they're not really used to. But the talent's there for sure with him. And the long snappers. I got my little cousin there. He's competing for a job, and he's doing great. I saw he got a couple catches at tight end in practice one day, and
new position.
Yeah, I'm not sure what he's.
Does he have tummy speed?
So he's interesting. He's a big guy. He was an all-state tight end and also the number 1 long snapper in the country. So he came in kind of wanting to do a little bit of both. So I think they're starting to let him.
Yeah, a bloodline of special teamers, man. Game changers.
Game changers.
Johnny, I want to ask you. You had the experience of being on the same roster as your brother this past NFL season. What was that experience like?
That's probably one of the coolest things anyone can ever experience. I've officially played at every level of the game with my brother, from
nice, man.
flag football, man, in middle school to playing Pop Warner tackle ball to playing high school together. Then we were at Florida together for 2 years, and then we got to play on the same NFL team together. It's just it really is crazy. Last year I spent more time with him on the same roster, but this year it was just kind of a funny situation. I was a free agent. Tommy went down with COVID. They said, "Hey man, we need you to come punt for Tommy." So the majority of the fan base thought Tommy cut his hair, and everybody was panicking all over Twitter and all this stuff because I came in like the day before the game, and so there was really nothing announced from a media standpoint. So everyone was like, "What is this? What's going on?" So yeah, man, it was real cool, man. You can't really make that stuff up. So we did the jersey swap and all that.
What do you do just to stay ready? Like when you're a free agent, like you can get a call, especially with COVID the past 2 seasons. What are you doing just to stay ready? And Tennessee calls you and it's like, hey, we need you to be here Tuesday for a physical, and you might have to kick on Saturday or Sunday.
Oh, that example is not even doing it justice on how much notice Tennessee gave me. I was sitting in my apartment in Baltimore. My agent calls me, says, "Hey, what are you doing in about an hour?" I said, "Nothing, just hanging out, about to get dinner." Just pack a duffel bag. You're going to Tennessee. You're playing for the Titans this week. I was like, "What?" So I left everything behind, packed a quick duffel bag, jumped on a Uber to the airport, and headed to Tennessee. So you just always got to be ready, especially with all this COVID stuff, man. It's made free agency such a big part of the game compared to what it used to be. There's a lot more shuffling around, a lot more moving parts. So it just really is crazy. It's hectic. Yeah, I played for 4 different teams this past year, and it's been nuts. So,
any idea of what this upcoming season looks like for you yet, or you still wait and see approach?
Still working through it. So I'm going through free agency now, and I'm trying to figure out what the best fit for me is going to be. When you're a punter, they only have one guy on every roster, and sometimes can be a big patience thing. And a lot of waiting around. So, kind of that spot opens up to where you can just play. One of my buddies, he worked at Best Buy for about 4 years, and then he finally got his shot and became the highest paid long snapper in the NFL. So it's such a crazy business, especially for specialists, because there's no backups. There's really no opportunities. So you're either a guy that's kind of in one place for 15 years, or you're a journeyman, kind of like myself, who's just kind of, bounced around and played at different teams and filled different holes. So,
and just the pressure of that too. It's like, listen, you might be a guy on a team for 12 years, but you have 2 bad games, and it's, hey, we'll find somebody else. A kicker misses a 2 or 3 field goals and an extra point. It's like, hey, you're a free agent on Monday.
Exactly. Yeah, there's not much leeway. It's such a competitive business, and a lot of the reputation of the coaches rides on the players and how they perform. So they're going to look out for themselves and make a move as soon as they can to keep things right.
Of the jerseys you've collected, which one is your favorite now?
Honestly, one of the favorite ones I have is from Marcel Harris. No knock to the one that I got from Tommy, but
no, definitely not my brother's.
Yeah, definitely not his. But me and Marcel were roommates at Florida, both Orlando guys. So we competed against each other. He went to Dr. Phillips, I went to Boone. So he was our crosstown rival. So I played against him in high school, and then we got up to Florida, and we were roommates together. And then getting that first jersey from him when I was a rookie in the NFL was just something I won't forget. So that was a cool swap for sure.
Muschamp wasn't the greatest coach of all time, but he definitely wasn't the greatest of like room matchup. Like that didn't even make sense. Why are you room? All right, I just want to say that real quick, Johnny.
Listen, no. If we're going to talk about rooming situations, the house that you guys had with Will Greer and Austin Harden, that was a
be popping.
I got some questions.
We don't need to get into that one. That was a house.
No, I got some questions.
Well, Will did stories about that place on here.
Will did the Barstool walkthrough that Florida was not happy he did of that house.
Yeah, they had the whole Barstool crew come in there and film our house and do all that.
It's probably better you weren't in that video, Tommy.
It's probably how you got caught, huh? No?
No.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, man, I got some stories about that place. We had such a good time together in that house, man. It was fun. Yeah, at one point Tommy moved in there when Austin Harden moved out and Will moved out. Tommy moved in, and we had a good time. Wasn't
Clay there for a while? Your older brother?
Yeah, he was.
He was trying to become a doctor, living with you hooligans.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, he was. That was worse than a frat house. I'll tell you that much. But he actually just officially became a doctor. So congrats to him. He's now just starting.
Big congrats to Dr. Townsend.
Yeah. He's doing orthopedic surgery, so he'll be giving us all hip replacements.
I might need one after I punt.
Yeah, I'll get you a discount.
You need it before you punt.
I might need that too.
Might need it both times. Oh man. Well, Johnny, thanks so much for coming on the show today. It's a pleasure to have you back on. Remind everybody where they can follow you and follow the foundation and just learn everything about the awesome work that you're doing.
For sure. Yeah, we got some awesome projects coming up. I'm working hand in hand with Shan's. We got a $50,000 renovation to their outdoor healing garden, which is going to be a great space. It's at the pediatric infusion clinic there where the patients can go outside and receive infusions and catch some Florida sun and kind of break up the monotony of their day. But you can help support all that this Thursday, spring game tailgate. We're going to be there 3:30 to 7:30. All the info to register is in my social medias at Johnny Townsend Foundation on Facebook and Instagram. All the links are there.
Awesome, dude. Well, we'll be on the lookout. I don't think. Well, Nick will be there. Corey and I won't be able to make it up this Thursday, but I'll definitely be on the lookout for that silent auction stuff and put in a bid or two. So, absolutely appreciate your time, Johnny, and we'll chat with you soon, my friend. Best of luck in the NFL this season.
For sure.
I'll
Thanks,
make sure to get there Thursday, Johnny, and bring a donation with me. I think it's really admirable and really cool what you've been doing since you left Florida for Shands and for everything your foundation is doing. So happy to help, and I'll see you Thursday.
Appreciate it, man. Yeah, it's been really cool just with hosting all the former players of this event. There's some guys that have come out of the woodworks that I just never would have expected to talk to. Guys like I was talking to Chris Rainey the other day. I grew up like watching him on TV.
Yes, bro.
You know what I mean? Like idolizing a guy like that, and he's hitting me up saying, "Hey, man, I'm registering to come support. Going to see all the former guys," and it's pretty cool. So it's really great.
Is Major Wright coming? He texted me today, so he was going to be up in town Thursday.
Yeah, Major Wright will be there. He's going to bring up some of his books and do book signing. James Bates will be there. He's going to feature some of his artwork. We got all the former guys involved, man. It's going to be a really cool event.
Excited to hear about that, man. Keep doing your thing, Johnny. Yeah, keep doing your thing, man. It's dope.
Yeah, I wish y'all could make it.
Yeah, I'll be there next year.
I would have made it, man. Billy ain't changed the spring game day. I was there. I had a tailgate and all myself, Johnny.
Yeah,
going down, baby.
Everybody was bummed about switching that from Saturday to Thursday. So
yeah, we was about to hang out. Steve Miguel, we was gonna be at the same corner, same time, and then Billy changed the date, bro.
Oh man.
Next time. Felt like I didn't feel like going up on an ACC primetime slot, you know?
Yeah.
Bro, there's salt. There's a lot of salt from the guys that don't live in town, Johnny. A lot of salt.
Yeah.
But all right, Johnny, we appreciate it, brother. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, boys. Talk soon.
Thanks, brother. Johnny Townsend. Speaking of salt, we'll get into the football game here in a second. And the spring game just as a whole. Do want to give a quick shout out to our friends over at Game Time Sidekicks. Visit them, GameTimeSidekicks.com. Use promo code STADIUM. Get 10% off your order. I was at the pool all day Sunday. Took my Game Time Sidekicks cup up there. Kept the ice cool and cold and still intact. So check them out, GameTimeSidekicks.com. Promo code STADIUM. Before we get into football, boys, I do want to announce a couple of things on the basketball front. Colin Castleton announced today on Monday that he is going to be back in a statement that he put on social media. Said the past couple of weeks have helped me reflect on the season as well as give me some time to decide what's next for my future. Thank you to my family and everyone who's helped me make the decision. Everyone's process is different, and I'm adding another chapter to mine. Gator Nation, I'm back. So one of the first big things of the Todd Golden era was publicly and privately trying to bring back Colin Castleton for his 6th year. Probably one of the best Gators players right now that's on that pretty depleted basketball roster, but getting him back is certainly good. Obviously, a guy with potential NBA draft prospects in his future could probably use another year under his belt, hopefully an injury-free one. So definitely a guy that Florida needs for next season as they try to rebuild that roster and ultimately put themselves in a position to compete in the SEC. So a big win for Todd Golden and his new staff. On the opposite side, the Gators also landed a transfer, Will Richard from Belmont, who averaged 12.1 points, 6 rebounds, and 1.8 assists per game as a freshman, originally from Atlanta, Georgia, the first Gators transfer under the Todd Golden era as well. So a guy that was highly ranked in the transfer rating prospect pool. I think he was in the top 25 in most of those rankings. So a great guy for Todd Golden to nab, and certainly a number of other players that are out there and will be visiting campus. Will Richard was also looking at Georgia Tech, Arkansas, Wake Forest, Virginia, Tennessee, Clemson, Ohio State, and West Virginia. So a big name for Todd Golden for Florida Gators basketball.
Looks like a good get on paper. The fans seem a little bit excited about it. I don't know a whole lot about him. I'm not there. I'm gonna be fairly new getting into my basketball who's who. I gotta get back into that bag because I've been out of it a little bit.
Yeah, it definitely seemed, if you follow the bigger writers, they seemed like very high on him. Obviously, I didn't follow a ton of Belmont basketball this year. Didn't follow a ton of Florida Gators basketball either. But definitely a guy that I know people are excited about. Seems like a scorer. Seems like a guy. I think he's 6'5". Long, 195-pound guard. So, hopefully, he can come in and be able to contribute. Obviously, the Gators are replacing most of their starting lineup, including some of the folks that came off the bench this season. So I know that they're looking at a couple other big names that are out there in the portal as well, but definitely seems on paper a guy that you want to get. So big first win.
And I think getting Castleton back is a big win for Golden. He did a press conference and listen, you never want to say, I think the kid can be a first-round draft pick, but I don't want him to be. He's going to help me, win the fan base over next year. But he basically was like, I am recruiting Colin Castleton to come back. He has another year, and we'd love to have him. So getting Colin back from a leadership standpoint, I don't think anyone at Michigan was worried like when he left because he was averaging under 8 minutes a game, but he has been really the centerpiece for the Gators the last 2 seasons. And I think getting him back is a great start for Todd Golden and the Gator basketball program as well.
Yeah, a lot of rumors out there as well. The Gators this past weekend also hosted Alex Fudge, who was originally a guy that Florida was certainly recruiting hard. Originally from Jacksonville, went to LSU. He visited campus this weekend. There's a lot of conflicting reports of whether he will or won't commit and how soon that might happen, but certainly that's a name to be on the lookout for. Played 29 games, averaged almost 14 minutes a game, and averaged, averaged just a hair over 3 points a game, average a couple of rebounds a game too. But a forward, 6'8", 185 pounds, highly ranked kid coming out of high school, but he was on campus this past weekend as well. So expect to see a lot more names in the basketball transfer portal showing up to Gainesville in the next few weeks. But, certainly Alex Fudge is a name to look out for as well. Any other basketball takes?
No, man. Not right yet. Not yet, bro.
Yeah. Got some time. Well, let's get into football. Nick, obviously big spring game on Thursday, another week of practice under our belt. So let's talk about the week of practice, and then let's talk a little bit about the spring game, what we're looking forward to watching and seeing on the field on Thursday night.
Well, just to start off, it's the first spring game since 2019. Obviously 2020, the entire spring was canceled. Last year,
2019 was the season where they were throwing the ball to put
a lot of effort and a lot of care into showing the fans what the product is going to be by
making sure Chris Doring caught a touchdown again.
Yeah, I'm sure that's a really cool moment for Chris Doring. It's a really cool moment for the people that were probably in college at that time. Billy Napier is treating this game. And now listen, he's going to make me eat my words and Chris Rainey's going to catch a touchdown pass out of nowhere on Thursday night. But I like that what they're doing. The team is going to be split up into 2. I think that was done today. We'll see how that works Tuesday at practice. That was done today. And they will practice separately. They will get dressed in separate locker rooms. You're going to get one team versus another team. I think numbers are probably running a little low because they've been physical in spring. They've been tackling. You got some guys that are dinged up, some guys that are injured. And certainly sometimes, there was one spring where Muschamp, the team he inherited, they had 6 offensive linemen total that were healthy for the spring game. And you can't, run an actual spring game that way. But I really enjoy, especially for a first-year head coach, the fan base still loves you. And hey, let's go out there and give them what they want. They want to see what our offense is going to look like, what our defense is going to look like. Let's go and do that to the best of our ability. So you're going to get an actual true spring game, which I think is something to look forward to. And there's certainly going to be limitations. You've got a bunch of guys that are hurt. You've got a couple. Last we saw, there was a bunch of running backs in non-contact jerseys. So we'll see who's available and full go on Thursday, but at least the intention is to have a true scrimmage game and not just, a jamboree.
And the rules of it are 15-minute running clock, right? Except
until the
for
last 4 minutes.
Okay.
And it's also a spring game.
Right.
It's like, hey, if I don't like something, you're the coach. You can stop it and redo it. You can change situations. There was one situation, I think, with Muschamp. It might have been Muschamp, where they had like different periods because they were like, all right, we're going to do red zone drills here. We're going to do third down situations. And that's what they really do when they scrimmage. And a lot of what happens and what gets lost is that the spring game is just the third scrimmage of spring camp. So in the first scrimmage, you've only had 7 days of install and practice. So you're not going to be able to do everything you can do by the third scrimmage. So the hope is that you have enough installed, enough people healthy to run an actual full game. We'll see. And it'll be interesting to see Tuesday. So Tuesday they'll have a practice. Because they changed the game, I have been wondering, all right, well, you're going to lose a practice because they were going to practice Tuesday, Thursday, and then the spring game Saturday. Well, if you're moving the Saturday practice to Thursday, how are you going to fit that in, or are you just going to scrap a practice? So they'll do like a walkthrough kind of thing on Wednesday. So they'll get the full 15 practices in for the spring. So I think Tuesday, unless I'm mistaken, I haven't looked at my email yet. I think Tuesday we will have like our 15 minutes of open portions. And then also Billy Napier, shout out to him. I mean, it's only 8 minutes, but he asked Saturday if they do some individual drill stuff. He's like, would you guys come to a scrimmage if it was even like only the individual stuff? And then still you can see, all right, well, who's not scrimmaging, stuff like that. So shout out to him. He's been very good to the media early on. We'll see if how long that stays, but he seems very media savvy. And that's something, Silk, I think even you mentioned, it was like after he was hired, he was like every other day or every 2 days, every day announcing another hire. It was like constantly staying in the media. And then they had like the bad news of like dropping Nick Evers. Next day, hey, by the way, we hired Corey Raymond. It was like he's always like cognizant of what the perception is of him and the program. And it seems like they always have something ready to either change the narrative or take it in a new direction.
Yeah, I dropped off for a little minute, but do we know how the team's been split up for the spring game?
I don't know. That's something I'll find out either later tonight or Tuesday. I don't know if they've even done it in the past. They've done drafts where they have team captains, and the team captains will get to do a draft. And I remember seeing videos and stuff like that. I think that'd be really cool. I would like to see ones versus the twos versus the ones. And then I would like to see, I also, if we're going to get into like what we really want to see, I want to see Jack Miller and Anthony Richardson both have time to go with the second team against the first team. Are you capable of elevating the guys that, and I'm not calling them bad football players, but are you capable of elevating the guys who are right now deemed second string behind other guys? Can you elevate them and go score against the first team offense? That's something Anthony Richardson did last Saturday in the Swamp, and Jack Miller wasn't able to do. And I'd like to see that. How do you perform with the backups versus the first team defense? I'd like to see some stuff like that too. Yeah,
I'm just interested to see how the team split up and also the coaching staff, like how that works out, play calling wise, and a lot of different things like on the field. Just being able to execute that. But yeah, I would like to see ones versus twos. The running back position is going to be very, I think, entertaining. That's going to be the most fun thing to watch this Thursday. Just hearing a lot of Lorenzo Lingard. That name just keep popping up as far as big plays. I'm excited to see him play Saturday. Want to know how live the quarterback's going to actually be, because that matters a lot, especially for AR. I mean, they're going to be – I'm pretty sure they're not taking him down to the ground, but being that you can't take him down to the ground, I want to see what type of play calling they do around that. But just competitive game, man. That's what I'm looking forward to. The practices is winding down. I was messing with DeJuan Black on the timeline today. All the caps. It's caption season. Everybody like to say what they doing, how they going to do it, especially in spring. But it's time to show up to see what's what. So interested in seeing the linebackers, seeing how that depth chart play out. We don't need to see a whole lot of Ventrell Miller. We know what he brings to the table. Coming off an injury, he's also been taking some classes this spring. So I don't mind if we don't see a lot of Ventrell. Give those other guys opportunities. Wingo, Scoobs, Everybody else in that room, Bernie, everybody don't want to hear that name, but he's in the room, and they say Bernie's developing and getting a little better. So we get to see it ourselves this week.
Yeah, I think for me, it's about seeing it, right? I mean, for the last 13 or so practices, 12 or so practices, we've got some reports, we've got some insider heat that's out there about who's doing well, who's not doing well. A lot of videos have hit the timeline that people were criticizing and laughing at of walk-ons playing wide receiver and all that kind of fun stuff. So it'll be interesting to see what this team does look like. Right. I mean, we've only been able to see snippets of it. I haven't even. I mean, Nick's seen, snippets of practice. Right. So it'll be interesting to see, some of these positions that we're concerned about. Right. And how they are able to perform. Right. So, on the good side of it. Right. We've talked about the offensive line and, hopefully seeing some big improvement there. You brought in 2 big bodies. You have another year under the belt for some of these guys. You have 2 coaches that are assigned specifically to coach those guys. So see how they perform. Are they able to get that push and get to the second level, something that we haven't seen in quite some time? Are the linebackers, are they continuing to improve? Are the safeties, are they continuing to improve? There's a lot of, raw talent and we see some flashes. Are they able to consistently put it together? But where are we missing? Is it, is wide receiver really as, shoddy as we say that it is, or that we think, or we've heard that it is, right? What about defensive line, right? There's been a lot of talk about, what's happening at defensive tackle. Right. So how did those guys look? You just got, Lamar Goods who transferred out. So, what does that look like? So I'm excited to see what this team, is starting to look like with, again, only 12, 13 practices, right now, 15 practices, under their belt by the time that the game's played. But, where can we see some opportunities of improvement? And then, are there going to be those glaring holes that Billy Napier talks about going out and getting those consistent guys, in the transfer portal? So really kind of curious to see all of the rumors and murmurs of this, practice cycle season, what actually is executed on Thursday night.
Yeah. And I try to, like, we have to do these like observations and practice reports and stuff like that. And I always say, listen, I'm watching 15 minutes. It's routes on air. And I might see 10 passes from each quarterback, 12 passes from each quarterback, 20 if we're lucky, of potentially 150 passes in a practice. But from what we've seen, I think when I say they, I'm talking really only about Jack Miller and Anthony Richardson. I still think there's some accuracy issues, more with Anthony. And granted, he hadn't thrown a football really since up until spring, since the FSU game, and that week of practice. So there's some rust to knock off. How much I don't know how much we'll see of it, but I'm starting to think this team might be 60% run. I mean, you've got the stable of backs to do it. Billy Napier's offenses in the past have been very run heavy, and you've got a lot of weight on that offense.
60 is just too much, I think.
I wouldn't be surprised at all if this team is 60-40 run to pass.
I think the best player on your team is still AR, right?
Yeah, I think you're going to ask him to run a lot.
On the offensive side, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, some of those pass attempts may turn into run attempts, right? But
sure.
I think some of those are gonna have to be. You have to drop him back and let him create and let those receivers. I'm thinking 55. And that's a lot in today's football. Like it's a pass heavy. So like 60-40 is to the extreme, I think, in today's football game. 50-50 is to me is run heavy because it's such a passing era. And 50-50s just seem like such a run heavy offense. So I'm leaning towards a 50-50 type thing. And I think that's a lot of running in today's football.
I would say that if you're at 60, there's something really going on in passing, right? You're having a lot of issues because you're trying to overcompensate for something, right? Because that is a huge difference, right? That's a 20% difference. That's 16, 17 plays a game, right? And if the average offense is running, about 80 plays a game, right? So that would be a huge discrepancy, huge difference. And that's not something that you want, right? You want to be able to throw, you want to be able to move the ball in chunk yardage, right? And even if you have great running backs, right, you can't average anywhere close to what your average pass attempt is going to be or your average pass completion is. So you need to be able to move the ball and move the ball well through the air, and it'll be interesting to see, on Thursday night, how Anthony Richardson's throwing the ball, right? Is he able to work on his accuracy a little bit better? Obviously, he had some big hits, big, long, hits last season, 40, 50, 60-yard pass plays. But, is he able to get that 8-yard out route? Is he able to get that seam route for 13, 14 yards for a first down? So you want to see some of those finesse plays start to come in a little bit more. And then, he's a guy that got injured a couple times last season. Is Jack Miller a capable backup, right? How's he throwing the ball? How's he move around, in this offense? So I'm definitely interested to see, what Jack Miller looks like as well.
I think from a confidence standpoint, AR is going to be a totally different person from that standpoint. I didn't think Dan Mullen backed him last year. It appeared that Dan Mullen wanted AR to wait a little bit. I didn't know if it was from a maturity standpoint, what it was, but you just got the inclination that he wasn't really feeling AR. Especially as far as like taking the team as a starter, he just thought he wasn't ready. Having a quarterback coach to back you and to feel confident in you, and then pretty much it's not a quarterback battle right now. He's going into this like this is my team, so I'm interested to see his approach because he's a man. He don't have to share with Emory. He don't have to fake like situations. He could go in and be the man, lead this team. This team is lacking leadership. From that standpoint, so there's a lot of opportunity there for AR.
You calling cap on that friendship?
No, I think they're friends, but I don't think they were happy to be sharing. I think AR wanted to be the starter last year. I think a lot of that was, of course, being a good teammate.
Yeah.
That's somewhat of a responsibility, but that's going to wear thin at some point. And I thought it would this season, but Emory's gone, so it don't matter. But no, I didn't think he was enjoying sharing that quarterback time. Most competitors aren't. We'd be friends, and I like him, but when the whistle get blown, I got greatness to go chase. And that's the energy I get from AR. I'm excited, man. I think AR, if he's healthy, he's going to be something special, man. I hope not too special because we may need him 2 years.
I need you to be special, kid, but like
just special enough to have us looking good with this year, and then back again to chase some real greatness. You know what I'm saying?
Need you to be special, but hungry to do better in 2023.
Right? Yeah, be like a fringe first, second round draft pick this year, but want to come back to get that number 1 spot. I get it.
It's gonna be hard. It's a crazy quarterback class. So it's gonna be hard to be fringe first. Like I don't know. He may have to come back, but that's another story. We'll let it play out. He may have some Cam Newton type year and be out of here. Who knows?
It's interesting because I've been called a clickbaiter for writing a story about Jack Miller. For writing a story about Jack Miller that just said his friends on his team, his teammates, and his coaches like him, and that he didn't come here in his mind to sit behind Anthony Richardson.
Right.
And they're like,
the only way that would be clickbait is if you care who the friends were. Like, because I don't like. Okay, some guys on the team say he's all right.
Guys were like, hey, he was a good addition to the team, and he's going to push Anthony Richardson to be better.
But if I want to know who said it, then it's clickbait. Like, who said that lie?
So that people are like, didn't you say there's a massive gap between Anthony Richardson and everyone else? I'm like, yeah, that's not what this story said, bro. The story said his teammates like him, and his coach is glad that he's here. That it was a good scout on them because he's been what they thought he was. And guess what? If he wasn't here, you'd have.
That is bait now that I think about it. Because like him as a person and like him as a quarterback are two totally different things, Nick.
They like him they like him both. The quotes are in there.
Okay. I'll go read.
I didn't click on it.
It's behind a paywall. Behind a paywall. So.
Oh, it's behind a paywall. I've got a great website to get around that.
Oh, geez.
I'm just kidding. I'm subscribed to your website, Nick. What do you want to see? What are 2 or 3 things that you really want to see on Thursday, right? I mean, we don't know how the team's going to be split up, right? So we don't know if they're going to do a draft or they're going to do a coach's draft, player draft, right? We don't know if you're going to split them into 1s or 2s. We don't really know, do we, Nick, right?
Not yet, no.
Okay, so we don't know yet. So what are some things, if you can imagine that this team is going to probably be in some sort of draft, capacity where they're not putting 1s versus 2s.
They don't need a draft. Like, they need to strategically split this team up.
Yeah, and when I mean a draft, I mean where it's, I mean, maybe I do mean a draft, right? But at the end of the day, like I guess what I'm saying is like if they don't split it up where you have your ones going against your twos or your ones versus your ones, what do you most want to see on Thursday?
Jeremy Crawshaw fake punt taking 50 to the house.
Oh my God, it's got to be trying to podcast her name.
Like I said, my main thing that I'd really like to see is both Miller and Richardson playing with the twos. Like that to me, that's a big thing. If you can elevate the people around you to score against Florida's number one defense, I think that's impressive. Whether it's Del Rio or Kitna or Richardson or Miller, I think it's impressive if you can elevate the second team to score against the first team. I would love to see that.
Are we even sure that's what they're going to do? I mean, we're not sure that that's what they're going to do, but do you think
so the two scrimmages so far have been split up: first team versus second team, first team offense versus second team defense, second team.
I like that.
That's how they've done the first two scrimmages.
Then they swap quarterbacks like Nick.
And then they have swapped quarterbacks. So the quarterback, so they have let's say the first team offense is wearing orange, the first team defense is wearing blue.
I don't see first team
orange
first team
or white.
I don't see.
Yeah.
You want to see good on good?
Yeah, bro. I want to see some blood. I want to see some real action, man. I want to see some violence.
So do I. I mean, I think that I want to see your first team quarterback with your first team.
Yeah, I don't want to see him throwing against like my second team secondary because I don't think AR is going to face a second team secondary like he's about to face. Or first team, like a starting secondary. He's never going to face like our second team, right? So what are we really getting from a fan perspective? So we really don't know. So we're guessing right now. But I hope it's one-on-ones. I would like to know if we're gonna run 12 personnel, and if so, how they gonna duplicate?
Bro, who?
Zip.
How?
That's what I asked. How they gonna duplicate Zip?
The tight end room is so like what was the? It's like
you got to play on two teams.
It's like the Rudolph movie. It's called like the Island of Misfit Toys. Like the Florida secondary is the Island of broken toys.
Well, you mean
tight
end room?
The tight end room. The tight end room. The tight end room.
Bro, relax.
He's about to scare everybody.
You've got a broken
people just
scapula.
pulled off the side of the road here, Nick.
Yeah. You got a broken scapula. You've got another guy out there in a sling. You've got two defensive linemen. Yeah. Griffin McDowell is a great tight end in like a goal line package. He will move whoever is in front of him. He will move that guy backwards. You're not going to ask him to run a skinny post up the seam. That's just not going to go well at this point. He's not. He's an offensive lineman turned defensive lineman now being asked to play tight end because they're in a pinch. Like Johnny said, his cousin who's on scholarship as a long snapper is now playing tight end. Underwood, yeah. Rocco. So yeah, that's like the island of broken toys right now. There will be a ton of 12 personnel in the fall when you have guys back that are healthy. I don't know how much you can run 12 personnel when your tight end room is 4 guys and 2 of them are defensive linemen.
Yeah, that's not good. I know.
Shout out to the 12 personnel, man.
I know that Florida is going to be looking at a transfer at tight end. Sorry, I just want to make sure that I get his name right. Baylor Cup. I know is a guy that Florida's going to be looking at. Portal guy. Obviously would need to sit out a year as well. But that's a guy that I know that Florida is going to be looking after.
Why would you need to sit out?
Because from Texas A&M.
You don't have to sit out. You can go SEC to SEC.
Oh.
At a certain date, you can't, right?
Yeah, I thought it was if you did it after February 1st. Yeah.
Okay, that might be true. You can apply for a waiver.
Yeah, and I mean, maybe he gets
how can the NCAA say no, or the SEC say no to this stuff now? Like these guys can.
We're talking about Mims, right?
No, we're talking about Baylor Cup, the tight end.
Oh,
we can talk Mims and that here in a second, but I know the Gators are going to be looking to really beef up that tight end room because I'll be honest with you, Nick. Even when they get healthy, I still don't think that it's a average room, right? I still think it's probably below average of where you want to be in this offense.
And you don't want to. I've gotten hot takes for my yelled at for my hot takes about receiver and tight end rooms. the fact that Florida signed
you be wilding on your wide receiver takes a little bit.
Okay, we'll see.
Yeah, we will. Rubber meets the road in 3 days, Nicholas.
You got it, buddy.
Not really, man. Especially in the fall.
The Florida signed 3 tight ends, and they did not have plans of signing a tight end in the 2023 class. And now Corey Bender has talked to multiple tight ends who have been told by Florida staff, yes, we will be actively recruiting a tight end for this upcoming class. So that doesn't mean like, oh, the guys that are hurt, Jonathan and Ephesus they're going to come back. They're going to be healthy in the fall. They're both young, plenty of eligibility left. And I think the coaching staff saw what they had. They're like, yep, we need more. We need more people in here and different people.
Yeah, I don't think that the tight end room, even with the new individuals that you're bringing in, is going to be one that puts or instills fear in a lot of teams' hearts, especially in the offense where tight ends are going to be required to do quite a bit. I think that you've got a lot of tweeners that are there. I think that you have to go hit the room or the portal to add some players to that room. I just don't think that it's adequate, right? I mean, I think when you look at position groups at the University of Florida, that's probably your biggest area of weakness, right? And wide receiver room might be next on that list, right? But you've got a lot of issues there.
You muted.
Oh, sorry about that. It's amateur Nick mistake.
How dare you?
Now, tight end, we use a couple of them in our formation, so I think this is a big need, but it's not a sexy position at University of Florida right now. The Texas A&M kid will be something we should pursue and hopefully get, considering the way our tight end room look. I thought that Zip may be a guy that would probably exit just because he wouldn't like the style of play from tight end, but I'm pretty sure he loves the love that he's getting right now because he's like it's like water in the drought, baby.
Let's see. I'm trying to think if there's anything else about the spring game. I mean, again, I caution people about putting too much credit or put too much putting too many people down in this game just because it's not a real game and
it's real.
Trying a lot of different things.
No, it's real. This ain't damn money. I think it's gonna be it's realer than what it was.
I would agree.
You mean Rydell's not going to catch a pass this year?
No, we're not gonna send Doran down the sidelines and then enter the end zone to catch a random touchdown out the blue, and count it.
Fred Taylor's not getting a toss sweep to an empty side of the field and trotting into the end zone.
I don't think Fred would have showed up anyway for that. I don't think that's how he would want to show up to the swamp to run a play. I think he just come in, want to keep his J's clean.
I'm sure they give him new J's. Hey, here are the J's you got to dirty up on the field.
Yeah, but just Fred, he's just not gonna want to just have to shake nobody or nothing like that. Too much could go wrong, man. I just don't think he want to run a play out there. He just seems too cool for school, man. But I think it's gonna be somewhat serious. I think guys gonna be competing and trying to show these coaches and solidify spots. That's what I'm excited about. Guys really competing. They think they got an opportunity to start. The last regime wasn't the same. It was more field day vibes, not spring game vibes. So it's not a field day. Guys coming competing and try to find spots for the fall. And if we having roster turnover, they probably fighting for roster spots, not let alone just a starting spot. But guys are trying to make sure they're not going to be asked to leave the program possibly. So I might expect a competitive spring game.
Yeah, no, Soak, I think you make a really good point. Florida's right above the number of scholarships that you can take in to the 2022-2023 football season. So with that, obviously, there's going to be some people that leave on their own, and there's going to probably be some people that are being asked to leave, right? And if you want the opportunity to stick around and graduate and get your degree from the University of Florida, you've never had a better opportunity than this offseason to make your mark and prove that you deserve that, because you did have a completely fresh slate and a new opportunity to continue to earn that and earn that spot on the field.
Yeah, scholarships are year to year. Go ahead, Nick.
Yeah, Billy Napier said they are going to be very aggressive in the portal.
Right.
Let's say so. I had them at 91. That's down to 89 after Emory. And who's the
Lamar
guy I'm
Goods.
forgetting? No. There was one before Lamar. The career-ending Burke. No.
Oh, no.
Burke.
No.
Gage Wilcox.
Gage Wilcox. Yep.
So you 93. So you're at 88 now, which means you got 3 more people that need to leave just to get to 85, which doesn't mean you're being very aggressive. That means you're at the limit. So I think there will be potentially getting near double-digit guys that leave the program after the spring. If you're talking about being very aggressive, and then in that same press conference, Billy Napier said,
trials.
It might have been.
This is trials, my guy. Like
30-day tryout.
The turnovers he's talking about on the roster and then the additions that he's talking about making. This is trials. I don't know if these guys understand what's going on. I'm pretty sure they do. They understand the intensity and the locker room and the opportunity at hand. But yeah, this is trials. This is it. Your dreams and your fairy tales of a 4-year scholarship that hasn't been a thing in a long time. They've been dressing it up, but these kids got to come in and earn spots. Because they obviously Billy and the guys and the staff here aren't excited about what they have on roster, and they won't win because if they can't win, we're not going to give them the luxury of just it's their first year. No, we want results right away. Right. And he understands the demand in the SEC and the fanatics that we are in Gainesville, so he got to win. And
what's a win total that you're happy with after year one?
Minimum. I mean, I don't think nobody's gonna go crazy with 8 wins, but I think 9, 10 is to keep people from going rabid. But 8, you can't go. I think 8 is around that.
Yeah, I mean, then this is a tough year to start, right? I mean, you've got a rough schedule this year. You got Texas A&M on that list. You got Utah on that list, right? So you've got some.
What helped Dan Mullen get fired was an all SEC schedule. So like, what's excuses? You feel me? Whatever that schedule is gonna be easier than that, right?
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree. I mean, I don't necessarily disagree. I think that it's probably as close as you've ever gotten, right? I mean, obviously Florida State's still down, but you haven't, your traditional 8 SEC schools, right?
The kickoff is a test. And I think that's one of the biggest difference. The kickoff being Utah in his initial year. But I mean, the schedule toughness is what it is. He just got acquired talent, and I still like us, man. But LSU still got a lot to prove, and I know Brian Keller's a proven coach, but there are a lot of people left that roster. The roster, we should have beat them the last 2 years, but we just didn't have our shit together. So even with the Texas A&M, there's a lot of questions at a lot of these programs, and one of the hidden advantages with bringing in new coaches is they have no film. They have no idea like what our game plan is going to be and how that quarterback looks under that system. So it's just a lot of unknowns. We got some advantages as well going into this season.
But it's also never been easier than it is right now to be able to go and acquire talent for your team.
Infuse the roster, correct.
You should know where your gaps are. I mean, there's some pretty glaring gaps from last year. Obviously, you have 15 practices under your belt. You have a staff of probably 40 people that are watching game film and looking at opportunities to make your football team better. And, this is truly the first time that, for the past year or so, where you have real true free agency, right? And it's not beyond me to think that there's probably not some reaching out to players that are on rosters that, we have an opportunity here at Florida, whether it be a tight end, wide receiver, defensive tackle, potentially cornerback, linebacker, right? You have a lot of opportunities that are out there. I think one thing that I didn't mention about the game is I'm interested to see what they do at kick returner and punt returner. You have a lot of guys that have been back out there. So, do you finally see Finley Graham, or who do you see, with their ball in their hand when Jeremy Crawshaw punts the ball on Thursday? Who's returning that, and how are they doing? Because special teams, not only from a return perspective, didn't seem all that great under Dan Mullen, but their ability to impact the play when they're rushing the field goal kicker or when they're rushing the punter to make an impact. So I'm curious to see how those special team groups, and especially when you entitle a game changer, you expect results. So definitely want to see some more of that.
I better see Finley Graham get his hands on a punt or a kick. Like, where are we
I have a
going
feeling
into
if
the
you
year?
don't, I have a feeling if you don't, Nick, then I don't know if you'll see Finley Graham ever get one, right? And that's not dogging him as an individual. I think he's probably a great guy and a great person, but you were brought in to do one thing, and if you can't get that one thing, then
I want to see Bowman back there. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I want to see Graham too, but I wouldn't mind to see Bowman back there. Just somebody that's gonna actually make some shit happen. I've been just knowing when he got punt, like, okay, safe at the minimum, just catch it because you're not gonna do much with it. This is gonna be a different feel. And we got 3 running backs. I don't care if you get any of the 3, 4 running backs. I keep saying 3. We have 4 running backs that all could play. It's only one football, so give those guys an opportunity to break some tackles in the punt return game. I'm team running back for the punt return duties.
I mean, besides, Freddie Swain had a couple of decent plays, but I mean, I'm thinking ever since Vernon Hargraves returned.
Freddie got busy his year.
But
in the weirdest of ways, he made some shit happen.
So what was a year that Vernon Hargraves was returning kicks? 2015, 2016, somewhere around there?
It was his freshman year.
Okay, so ever since then, right, I'm just using that as my benchmark because
he was not actually returning them that year. Then they had him like his junior year.
Yeah, his junior year is when I'm talking. Yeah. So in like 2016 or so, whenever Vernon Hargraves is back there, 2015, ever since then, outside of the 1 year with Freddie Swain where he had a couple of, good returns, Florida has just been the model of fair catching and just flipping the field from there, right? I want to see somebody out there that's going to move, make plays, be exciting, be electric, and go and try to make a big play.
No doubt.
We'll see. Before we get to a couple of other things in Florida Gator sports, if you are looking for Gators apparel, visit our friends over at Alumni Hall. If you are going to be in Gainesville this week on Thursday, swing by Alumni Hall on Archer Road. Use promo code. I want to make sure that I get this right. We got promo code SG20. So if you order online, I'll give you 20% off. If you go in the store, tell them it's 20% off. Go visit Alumni Hall, looking for a new polo, looking for a new shirt, looking for stuff for your child or your baby. Go swing by and check out Alumni Hall and tell them Stadium and Gail sent you. Silk, Nick ran for a moment, so I want to give you a couple of quick updates here. Let's see where we already mentioned that Purnell got SEC co-freshman of the week in baseball, 1.29 ERA over 7 games, or 7 innings pitched, pardon me. Florida track and field is number 3, sitting both men's and women's are sitting in a collectively really good spot as we start to get to some of the national competition here. Florida softball is competing against Alabama currently, so we'll be curious to see how that game ultimately turns out. Big weekend for them. Gymnastics is getting close to the NCAA finals as well. That will start on Thursday, where they'll compete against the University of Michigan, University of Missouri, and Auburn for the national championship. So best of luck to women's gymnastics. Outside of that, Corey, I don't think that there's a ton running through. Obviously, we're getting to the end of the season.
Tennis won their 3rd straight SEC, right?
Yeah, men's tennis, pardon me. They beat Auburn 6-1, earned their 3rd consecutive SEC title against the number 27 Auburn Tigers, pushes its win streak to 14 in a row and have won their 12th total SEC title. So thank you, Nick. They'll they're going to be playing Texas A&M next Sunday, it looks like, and then they're going to start the SEC tournament right after that. So best of luck to the men's tennis program as they continue their dominance on the court. Unfortunately,
real quick, Nick. So my uncle's a Miami baseball fan, right? And he was talking a little shit to me, but he didn't talk too much shit. He said that Florida wasn't serious about the first series. He said, "Yeah, I know you guys want to see. You guys want taking that one serious. You guys are kind of hanging out for tournament play. My people's watch baseball pretty heavy. So he's a little bit more optimistic. He wasn't down by the Miami series at all. He think we still have a good team.
He's a Miami fan and thinks Florida is good.
Yeah. I still think you think they could possibly. You think they could have beat up? We could have beat them. Is what he thought.
They did.
He thought we just kind of shut it down.
They beat Miami.
Oh my bad. What the hell is he talking about then?
They beat Miami. Am I remembering wrong? They beat Miami 2 out of 3.
All right.
Yeah, they beat Miami 2 out of 3.
I gotta gather my shit talking next time, Nick. I apologize.
They ammo.
Yeah, so they lost to Miami on Friday night,
Right.
5-2, and then they won 8-1 on Saturday and 11-3 on Sunday.
That series,
well, Miami's coming off of a great sweep of Virginia. Virginia had been killing the baseball. Really good hitting team. They have the one of the best.
Kush was probably big. I probably missed something in translation.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
but that Florida Miami series. So like last year, it was the first series of the year. Typically, it's the second weekend of the season. This year, it was the third. What Florida is going to be in June or by the time the SEC tournament's in late May is not what they are then. And the same goes for Miami. You're still trying to figure things out that first month.
Right.
So while fans see Florida, Miami, and the players are like, I hate Miami, Miami players are like, I hate Florida, the team isn't what they're going to eventually be. So it's a good barometer of, hey, where are we early on? But it's not a great barometer of where these two teams are going to finish. So he's right. Florida won that series, but then listen, Florida had a couple bad weekends. I think Florida is good enough to beat anyone on their schedule. They're good enough to take the series when Tennessee comes in. And Tennessee's literally lost only one game all year. But they have a bunch of warts that, the bullpen has gone out there and thrown and given up, they had like a 10 ERA in SEC play before last weekend, which is terrible. But they are good enough to beat anyone on any given day, I think. But yeah, the Kush was big because Florida beat Miami 2-1.
Shout out to that, man.
Let's see.
When your people start talking trash about baseball, you just got to fire off a text to me. I got stats for you.
Yeah, man, he's getting the crystal ball stuff off, man. And I'd be trying to ignore it. So like he's running out of stuff to say when I don't reply a lot. He just starts saying like different stuff. So he's switched to baseball.
Trying to get a reaction out of you from somebody.
Yeah, man. Like I just told him, man. Like I've seen you happy about Al Golden, Randy Shannon, Manny Diaz, and now the new guy. So then he switched to baseball talk, and I was kind of logged out a little bit.
The Cuban Ron Zook.
That's what they got right now.
Yeah,
Cuban Ron Zook.
Yeah, until further notice. I mean, what's a Mario Cristobal's offense?
I don't think he knows yet.
Man, it's whoever his OC is. What his offense
Has he filled his entire staff yet, or is that still?
Yeah, I think he finally got it done.
Oh, okay.
Thank God.
He got a good staff. He recruited a good staff.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. One final announcement. Fred Biondi is a finalist for the Spring Haskins Award, which is given to the most prestigious men's college golfer. He's currently ranked number 1 in the Arnold Palmer Cup rankings, and ranked number 2 by GolfStat, and then number 4 by Golf Week as one of the best golfers in the country. So congratulations to him as a semifinalist. So I'll announce the finalists here soon. They will be participating in SEC championships in St. Simon's Island next week. So congratulations to him and best of luck to men's tennis. In recruiting news, Nick, I know that you said that you had a list of players that were going to be at UF spring game. So if you can pull that up, I know one of the names is Najee Harris from IMG Academy, 4-star offensive lineman, ranked 296th in the 247 Sports Composite. Just came off of a visit to Texas A&M, announced his top 6, and then announced that on May 7th he would be making his announcement. I know Florida feels good, but certainly Texas A&M is one to always keep an eye out for. But Nick, if you can run through that list for us of guys that will be here for the Orange and Blue game.
All right. And all the rankings are on 3 rankings, on 3 composite, which uses all 4 ESPN rivals 247 and on 3s to give you what we consider the most accurate ranking, because they're all weighted 25%. So all of them on 3 rankings: 4-star defensive lineman Derek LeBlanc, 4-star defensive tackle Jordan Hall, 4-star defensive lineman John Walker, 4-star defensive lineman Will Norman, 4-star cornerback Malik Muhammad, 4-star cornerback Sharif Denson, 4-star running back Traylon Webb, 4-star offensive lineman Roderick Kearney, 4-star edge Tamarion Parker, 4-star offensive lineman Peyton Kirkland, most likely will be there, 4-star receiver Tyler Williams, 4-star edge Isaiah Nixon. He's a coin flip right now, 50-50. 4-star receiver Aiden Mizell, 3-star offensive lineman Tommy Kinsler, 3-star offensive lineman Bryce Lovett, who said he was likely, 3-star offensive lineman, what you just said, Dan, Kanaja Harris?
I think it's Najee Harris, yeah.
Najee
I think
Harris.
the K is silent, like knife.
Knife. 3-star wide receiver Creed Whittemore will be making the long trip across town. 2023 wide receiver Jaron Hamilton, and 2024 4-star safety Brayshawn Williams are some of the guys that Corey Bender has on his list. And I think Money McClain might be coming back in. It's up in the air currently, though. But, hey, listen, you keep getting Money McClain on campus. It's not a bad thing.
Man, we getting Money McClain, man. Put me on record, bro. We getting Money McClain. We got to. We just got to, Nick. Lakeland boy, 5-star, sends a message. Everybody in the world want him. This DBU, restore the order. We got the DB GOAT coach in the building. If we can't land Money McClain, we got problems. And I like what we trending for 3 elite defensive backs right now, Mary. Make DBU great again.
Yeah. I got a couple things. One, definitely need some commitments this week, right? I mean, you're sitting at 1. It's April. I know it's early. I know it's still
I don't just want anybody. If we got some gas that's ready to commit, cool, Dan. But I don't want to just take.
Well, no, I know you don't want anybody, but I mean, if you have a support staff the way that you do, a recruiting staff the way that you do,
no
the
doubt.
guys on your staff that are supposedly as good as recruiters as they are, right? You have to start getting some people to pull the trigger here soon.
Which one you right?
Say what?
Which one you right?
Yeah. That's my biggest thing, right? You're seeing a lot of names. It's a pretty impressive list. I was told because the game was on Thursday and they weren't competing against Alabama or Georgia or Miami or whoever that we'd see a who's who list. I don't think it's necessarily a who's list. No 5-stars right now are slated to be on campus, but that certainly could change, and you never know what might happen on Thursday. I think it's a pretty good list.
It's Monday,
right?
It's Monday.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Hey, I'm not casting aspersions yet, but we're 3 days away. But I was told because this game was on Thursday and we weren't competing against anybody that this was going to be the who's who of list, and I think it's good. I don't think it's as impressive as I think a lot of people might have anticipated without any other games that night.
I just think it's Monday, and I think these guys are gonna have a pretty good list by Thursday. If they don't, I'm still gonna enjoy my Easter weekend.
Yeah. Oh, there'll be absolutely zero impact.
But next week's show is gonna be fire. I'm with you, Dan. All jokes aside, I'm with you. I think I wanted some commits. But the names and dates that I've seen, I'm excited about those decision dates and what we got going. Some real big names, some real big decision dates, time frame. I'm excited about all that. But I think we can create some urgency in some of this. I think even if kids have commitment dates, you still can make kids pop. It happens every day at Bama, Georgia, and everywhere else. So I want to see that turned up a little bit. And I said on the space that I do, that I expect this class to be top 5-ish, man. This is where I have it at with the type of support staff we have. These guys have a reputation of being elite recruiters, a lot of young buzz. We're in it for some elite kids. The state is loaded, especially along the I-4 corridor. South Florida always have dogs, but Central, it's a lot of Gator holes or Gator spots where we normally recruit very well that it has some very good talent right now. So the opportunity is there, man. I expect us to have top 5 classes, man, and that can start this weekend. If we do get some commitments, it's I don't want to say no names, but I would like some 4-stars, some big. We're in for some big names, and if we could push up the timeline for some of them kids, get the juices and the momentum flowing while they're on campus, We'll see what's up. I don't want no mid though. Miami's just on mid this week.
No mid.
It's too early to take mid. We can wait on mid. Guys, that's what a lot of things that came from the last staff was guys that we could wait on later in the cycle. And they took some names just to they thought would quiet the fan base. But I don't know what their line of thinking was, but I don't want to take no mid. If it's a questionable take, we can wait a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
No mid in May or April.
No mid.
No mid in May. No mid in April.
Mid-April.
No sir.
No mid-April.
No
Only
mid
gas
in mid-April. Yeah. All gas, no brakes. No mid-April, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So
too close to 420 to be having mid.
That's a good point. Well, so why don't you take us out with the Manscaped ad read? I think you have the song of the week this week, so think about that as well. I think Nick stole it from you last week.
Did it?
We gotta figure out a rotation.
Real slick, Nick. Real slick, Nick.
Well, normally it goes Silk, then you, then me, and then you have weddings, and you're like, I need to play 99 Problems. And then
I had a wedding. I need to play.
Hey, man, I ain't mad at it, man. I'm on like 1,000 pods, man. I get these songs off one way or another, Nick. You guys use the crop? You guys use the crop duster in your Manscaped?
Don't have one. I just used our code to get the nose hair thing. What was that?
Weed whacker. Weed whacker.
I just used our code to purchase a weed whacker.
Elite tool for your parts. Raindrop, drop top, wiping up balls with my crop mop. Be sure to get that crop duster, man. Take care of your pubes, take care of your balls and family jewels. Use coupon code 20SG at checkout for 20% off free shipping. Everything's waterproof. Every tool that you get, weed whacker, lawnmower 4.0, any and everything can be used in the shower. If you're walking around without ball deodorant, you're living an unrighteous lifestyle in 2022. You should not be leaving the home without it. It's springtime, and you should not be perspiring in your underwear. So, fellas, like I said, raindrop, drop top, wiping up balls with my crop top, man. Be sure to use coupon code 20SG for checkout for 20% off. Support your favorite podcast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and beyond what Silk always talks about, they do have a couple other things. They have a luxury nail kit now with a nail file and cuticle trimmers and all that stuff. I mean, you know how big I am on manicures and pedicures. But if you don't want to do that, if that's not the lane you want to go down, make sure your nails are in good shape.
No, hands are very important to it's like shoes, man. When they look at your shoes, they're probably looking at your hands, man. You have no crazy hands with calloused up shit going on in 2022. You got to take care of yourself a little bit.
That's right. They also have a new hydrating body spray. They got foot duster. No smelly feet around here. Let's see what else. They got the body wash and the shampoo and conditioner as well. And a deodorant too. All new stuff over there. Anti-chafing boxers too. So a bunch of stuff on manscaped.com.
Yeah, you're going to be stinking, fellas. That's what we're trying to tell y'all. Don't stink.
Especially when you can get 20% off and free shipping, right?
Yeah, stinking and being hairy is unrighteous. So do what you got to do.
We're righteous all 2022.
Especially on Good Friday. It's Good Friday.
Well, boys, Silk, I think you're ready to take us out.
Yeah, let me see what I got. I'm going to go with some old, bro. Go with some old school shit, man. I've been in that bag lately, Nick.
I walked into the gas station today, grabbing Monster Energy, and they were playing Dear Mama by Tupac. I was like, whew, we got some elite vibes.
That's a great song.
Someone took the aux cord. It wasn't that typical, like, you're out in public elevator kind of music.
A great song, but if your mom didn't do crack, don't hit the same.
Okay.
Just saying. Real quick, let me get Ohio players, and heaven must be like this. It's just a beautiful song, man. Play this for you. Nick, you on Proposal Watch. Now Warning, you on Watch. Play this, man. Just keep the vibes going straight in your crib, man, so you don't get on Warning, you know?
Play it tonight.
There you go, baby. Same corner, same time.
Nick, you're proposing tonight?
No, I'm just playing the song.
No. It's
just playing the song tonight.
This is a furlough. He just buys him more time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yep. I love it.
You could propose tonight.
I don't think Dan said it once this podcast, so I'll say it for him. I love it. Love it.
Yeah, didn't say it. Got called out on it. Got called out on it. Immediately removed it from the the word bank, you know.
One
The-
thing
the
about
other-
the
the other
podcast
damn-
listeners, they pick up on tendencies, man. They watch film like
They're watching
defensive
film.
coordinators.
Hey, and I appreciate people pointing it out too. Always trying to improve. I need my own Coach P in my life, you know. Hey,
Yeah.
Dan, you got to improve here. All right, cool. Let's
Very
work on
good,
it.
very good. There's another one. Very good.
We gotta get Coach P on the show, man. What Coach P do for it? Like, what is his?
He's
I like
in
his-
charge of logistics. I don't,
Sure.
whatever that means.
I like his lack of a title.
Yeah.
I like how mysterious
Yeah.
Coach P. Coach P, holla at your boy, man. Come on, kick it on stage, Miguel. We very chill people around here,
He
man.
follows the pod.
Yeah, come kick it with us. Hang out. Hey, if you listen to Stadium Miguel, at these coaches, let them know to come hang out with us. At Billy, at Coach P, tell them they need to come to the same corner, same time. Voice of the people.
Boys. Nick, have fun on Thursday. So,
I will be
We'll
there.
see you on
Tell
Monday.
Johnny said hello.
I'm gonna be watching on Thursday. I'll tell you that.
oh yeah, where can we watch? The SEC Network.
SEC Network Plus. It's a streamer.
Oh boy.
What the hell's going on, man? You gotta put
What
a lot
the hell
of
else is the SEC Network showing that they have to
On
move
Thursday.
it to the Plus channel?
Gymnastics. They're showing.
Oh,
they're showing the
get that shit
gymnastics
outta here.
championship.
Okay, that's fine.
No, it's not.
Showing the
What? They
national
should-
championship.
This is what they should do. They should put gymnastics on ESPN.
It is a
Punt,
national championship.
punt
That's why you
baseball
said
to like God knows what, to like
Yes.
UPN.
it. I agree. I
And
agree
then put the
that.
Gators
Ocho.
game on the SEC Network.
I agree that
Dan
national
wants-
championship gymnastics is more important than spring football. I agree.
I
But
agree.
Dan wants to put baseball from ESPN to the Ocho.
Bro, it's one of 162 games.
Sure is. Sure is. I get it.
That's 0.6% of their entire season is being played. They can get punted for one game.
Someone check Dan's math because he did not love that.
No, 0.3.
You ain't gotta do the math. The timeline gonna do the math for them. Don't worry about it. That shit off. They gonna let us know. Streets.
The streets will let us know.
Streets gonna let us know every time.
0.0. Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
No, this is
Yeah,
good
yeah,
audio, Dan.
0.6. No, I was right.
you-
No,
you-
relax.
you
No, I
using-
was
you
exactly
using-
right. I was
You're
exactly
using your
right.
calculator. Good
I was
radio.
exactly right. Now, I was double checking. You had me guessing.
That Apple calculator is not a Texas instrument, bro.
No.
Oh.
All right, boys.
Same
See you
corner,
next week.
same time.
Already.